All right, so today I want to take a look at all of the most exciting upcoming Nintendo Switch games that will be released throughout the rest of the month in October, a few games into November, and a couple honorable mentions that just recently came out towards the end of September. So if you are somebody who's looking to broaden out your Switch collection, you want to know what's around the corner and what might be worth paying attention to as we inch closer to these upcoming release dates, this is the video for you. We'll get on the same page with everything. Before we do, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your bell notification to join Sunbro Nation if you're new here. And we are going to start off right over at releases.com, which I will have this website linked in the description down below. It does a nice job of summarizing all of the upcoming Nintendo Switch releases, and as I mentioned, I wanted to make a couple quick honorable mentions. A heavy recommendation at this point at 15 plus, maybe even close to 20 hours in to Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Highly recommend that game for Zelda fans. Cannot say enough how much fun I'm having with it. Just a perfect marriage between the new Breath and Tears style influence from Zelda games with the old classical top-down 2D Zeldas, and the dungeons, the bosses, everything's absolutely amazing. I really enjoy the Echo system. I'm solving puzzles in more creative ways than I anticipated. I'm cycling through a bunch of crazy powerhouse echoes later into the game, having fun with the side quests, finding heart pieces again. Just quality through and through, in my opinion, so definitely a heavy recommendation on a recent Nintendo Switch release. Then Epic Mickey Rebrush is one that actually had my eye the whole time walking into it, and it just came out 2 days before Zelda, so like I didn't want to pick up that, start it very quickly and set it down, but that's another one that I will at some point be adding into my Nintendo Switch collection, and I will go back through and complete it. So throwback from the Wii era, let me know in the comments if you have picked that one up and put any hands-on time with it, especially with the Switch version, and how is it looking and playing for you. But to then continue on down our list, we'll make a quick mention of the SpongeBob SquarePants Patrick Star game. Like, that came out, that had some trailers that looked semi-interesting, not quite interesting enough for me to pick it up, but that is one that just hit within, I guess, over the weekend of the last week. So from there we have Europa first up on our list on October 11th. We saw a gameplay trailer for this, I believe, at the most recent Nintendo Direct presentation, and it just looks like a cool enough like 3D action adventure platformer with definitely some focus on puzzle elements and things like that. But the art style, the visual presentation of this game really did catch my attention, and this is one that I believe has been out for a little while over on Steam, but will be new to the Nintendo Switch. So October 11th release date, look into Europa for Nintendo Switch. Now, our big first party October release is none other than Super Mario Party Jamboree. This will absolutely be a day one pickup for me. I am sold on this game. I've already seen what I needed to see about it. It looks to be really the best of both worlds type of Mario Party experience, where there's still plenty of mini games that are returning that are fan favorites. There's plenty of new ones, and it has a mix of button and motion style controls for the mini games. You can disable the motion style controls entirely if you don't want to mess with those at all, but you can also incorporate them in there. And so there's 110 plus total mini games, 7 different boards, 2 of which are returning from classic Mario Party games, 22 characters, which is by far the widest character roster we've had so far, and some interesting new modes like Koopathlon, where you're technically racing against 20 different players online, Bowser Kaboom Squad, where you're working cooperatively together with up to 8 different players. There's also a few different motion-based gameplay modes that you can hop into and check out, and it just seems like for the first time in a while in Mario Party franchise memory that this is going to be content heavy. This is going to be a lot of different stuff to go dive into and check out, even something of a single player mode to be supported as well, and I just personally can't wait for October 17th. It will absolutely be at the top of the list of Nintendo Switch games to pick up for me this month. And from there we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants Unleashed, and I do actually like the gameplay style for this from what I've seen on the trailer so far. It looks like the turtle style is definitely more inspired maybe by the most recent movie that was released in the Turtles franchise, because I did watch that and it kind of reminds me of that exact art style is kind of what they went for here. But I do like the camera work around it, because of course it's 3D action adventure beat 'em up style game, but it looks like they're adding a lot of flair and personality to the gameplay. I mean, skateboarding, grinding off of rails at certain points, and then even just crazy enemy encounters. Looks like it'll be somewhat cutscene and story focused as well, kind of sprinkled in there throughout. So of course, any Turtles game, you're going to take out hordes and hordes of enemies, fight some crazy bosses along the way, and you can do up to 2-player local cooperative play. So in a 3D setting, I'm personally excited for this Turtles game. So Turtles fans, look out for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants Unleashed on October 18th. Towards the end of October, on the 25th, we have a game that is also at the top of my hype charts for October. That is none other than Sonic X Shadow Generations. Sonic Generations was a great experience back in the 360 and PS PS3 era and is now being re-released with some upgraded visuals. Granted, I mean, if you actually play the Sonic Generations Xbox 360 edition through your Xbox Series X, like, it's not a day and night difference in the upgrades on the visual department by any stretch of the imagination. But for the Nintendo Switch, I will be excited to be able to play through this game portably, and you're not just paying for the better visuals and ease of play on modern consoles. There's actually a ton of new content that will be baked into this, with, of course, the big addition being Shadow with his own story, own unique levels, a brand new adventure mode altogether focused around Shadow. So all of the content from Sonic Generations, in addition to all of these new things that they've crafted for Shadows mode, that's going to be pretty cool. And everything that I've seen so far about the entirely new parts of the game with the Shadow mode and the story and things look intriguing enough. Nice presentation style, and honestly, already you're getting in Sonic Generations a great 3D era Sonic game with kind of a love letter to the old style 2D Sonic games with the one from the past, and then you have the modern day Sonic. So a best of both worlds type of game, and some more content with Shadow stuff thrown in there to boot. I will be picking this up day one for my Nintendo Switch collection as well. Out the day before that, we actually have what was the show closer for the most recent Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, and that is that the first Yakuza game is coming to the Nintendo Switch on October 24th. Now, I've not gotten into the Yakuza series myself, but I know it has a large fan following around it, and it's definitely going to be one of the more mature themed games on the Nintendo Switch, and everything that I've seen from the game so far looks intriguing enough. I don't know that I will be picking it up day one, but the Switch version does appear to look and run up to an acceptable standard, and it's just cool to see something that you maybe didn't think would hit Nintendo platforms actually get released. And I'm assuming we're going to see a lot of Yakuza support as we talk about Nintendo transitioning to their next gen hardware and having some more capable hardware on their hands. So maybe this is kind of a testing the water scenario for the Yakuza series to see how it does. But nonetheless, that is out October 24th. Same day, October 24th as well, we actually have a pretty cool 3D action adventure platformer in the Smurfs Dreams. I really personally enjoy 3D platformers, and this one seems to have kind of a nice balance of some 2D side-scrolling gameplay in addition with some more isometric camera views, and then just full-on 3D platforming. Like, it looks like a lot of fun, different unique enemies, double jump abilities, boss battles, all of that fun stuff. It gives me a little bit of Astrobot vibes, which I absolutely am loving. Have not finished before Echoes of Wisdom came out. I will have to go back through and put some more hours into Astro to get through to the end of it, but definitely some quality 3D platformers coming out recently, and if you're a fan of those style games, I would absolutely look into the Smurfs Dreams. Okay, so scrolling all the way down and getting us into the beginning of November, there are absolutely some must-mention games on this portion of the list where, first of all, Mario and Luigi Brothership, the first return to the Mario and Luigi franchise with the new installment in the last 9 years, will be out. Brothership definitely has my attention. I think it looks like a great Mario RPG style game with the mix-up of having Luigi right there alongside of Mario through all the gameplay, and some of the different button combinations and the timing that you'll have to pull off in order to get maximum power from their combos look really cool. The story and the setting for this game actually look really exciting to me. It's an interesting direction for them to go cel-shaded island-based environment, and you know, maybe it's just the fact that I absolutely love Zelda Wind Waker, but that bright blue ocean and the cel-shaded art style built around different islands that you will be going to visit absolutely has my attention peaked. I think the game looks beautiful. It hopefully will run beautiful when it comes out on the Nintendo Switch, and Mario RPG fans have been eating good towards the end of the life cycle of the current Switch. Super Mario RPG and Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, and now Mario and Luigi Brothership, a brand new entry in the franchise and the first time in 9 years. I'm hyped for it. November 7th for Mario RPG fans. Definitely mark your calendars for that. We then have Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake, which I am somebody who does not have any exposure with the Dragon Quest series in terms of going through those original classics back from the NES era, but these HD 2D remakes are absolutely the way to go back that far into the past and either relive or live for the first time some legendary games in history. And I do have my eye on this one, and if you're somebody who's worried about the story, because we are getting Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remake later on, apparently from the story perspective, you're actually supposed to play 3, then 1, then 2 is how the story is actually told. So worth knowing there, November 14th. If you have nostalgia for Dragon Quest, or you're like me and you want to maybe get into the franchise for the first time, this looks like a great entry in the series to do so. Interestingly, a first-party PlayStation studio will be releasing a game day and date on the Nintendo Switch with the PS5 counterpart. That's right, LEGO Horizon Adventures is coming to the Nintendo Switch, and while I'm not the biggest LEGO game fan out there, I have had some enjoyable moments within the LEGO universe on franchises that I know and love, like most recently, LEGO Star Wars Skywalker Saga was really enjoyable for me. Of course, they're going to have, your own LEGO humor and silly LEGO style jokes that they have, but this will be set in the world of Horizon. You will be playing as Aloy herself, and it looks interesting enough from the gameplay. It's one that, I'm not necessarily sold on picking up myself at this point in time, maybe in the future as part of a sale or something, but visually, everything we've seen of the game so far looks really nice. Hopefully it runs great on the Nintendo Switch version as well, but yet another fun action adventure platformer you might want to keep your eye on in the middle of November. And then the last one we'll just briefly mention is Stray, for fans of that game that made a list of upcoming Nintendo Switch games that I thought were worth paying attention to. There's obviously tons on the list here, so if you want to look into some more of the indie level titles and things that will be coming out, I will have this releases.com linked in the description down below. Let me know in the comments if you are planning on picking up any of these new games over the rest of October and into November, and do you have any of them pre-ordered? Are you maybe gonna do it later? And out of all the games we walked through, which ones, if any, are you most excited for? So make sure you share all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below before you leave, regardless if we agree or disagree. Also make sure you like, subscribe, turn your notification bell, and with that, I've been Sunbro, you've been Nation. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.